Hello, D-Rock here. Welcome to the channel. I hope you all are well. I am en route to do a nice loop in the low desert. Beautiful spring day. Still a little cool in the morning. Man, that's about to change. The heat is on the way. So I want to get in as many of these rides as I can before the hell begins. So join me for this ride, folks. Let's get out there. Here we go on the dirt. I feel better already. Today I'm on my DR650. Hadn't been on this bike in a minute, so seemed like a good enough time to get out and take it out for a spin. And I'm actually on a loop that I do actually really frequently, and this takes me down to the low desert around the Utah-Nevada border. But I'm doing a guide over the next couple days, moto guiding actually, so this should be interesting. But I'll be taking an individual through that area, so just doing a quick reconnaissance ride, make sure no surprises are out there. But it's great to get out, and go for a ride, stretch the soul, work it out, work things out in your head, or not work things out in your head, just forget about shit for a minute. So, gotta tell you, man, riding dual sport motorcycles is, minus the injuries that occur every so often, it's just the part of the deal when riding. But I think ultimately getting out here and being on the motorcycles are just extremely healthy for your mind and your soul. So yeah, there's my thought for the day. If you're watching this and you're on the fence about buying a motorcycle, just go ahead and buy one and get out there and ride. It'll do wonders for you, trust me. Doesn't have to be a new motorcycle. Lots of used options that are perfectly fine. Just get out there and ride. Well, the snakes are definitely out, and maybe we'll come across one on the road today. Although it's still a little cool in the morning, but I'm sure they're out and about. There's a bunch of deer in the road right up there. I'm sure the camera's not picking it up. Maybe I can kind of crawl up to them. Some mule deer. There's a couple things to watch out for out here in the desert. You see them crossing right now. Not just the deer, but cows will sneak up on you. Come around a corner, and there they are, sitting in the middle of the road. And those mule deer, they'll just come down the sides. They won't stop. They don't care what you're doing. They'll just run right out in front of you. So if you're out in the area and the desert like this, keep that in mind. I've almost got taken out by some mule deer more than once now, and I think it's just sheer luck that it didn't happen. So it's good to keep your wits about you, no doubt about that. And mind the ruts. Mind the ruts. It's springtime. After a wet winter, there's going to be lots of ruts on the dirt roads. And it's pretty much my year anniversary since I got wrecked coming into a rut very fast, and I ended up breaking the ribs on my left side and crushing my foot, and I was down for a month to 6 weeks. So I'm celebrating that anniversary right about now. The wisdom I learned from that. Look how green it is out here. Yeah, it's pretty cool right now. In a couple months when it's 110 degrees out here and everything's burned out and brown, it's actually kind of a problem, because the grasses and everything grow out here after a wet winter. We had a really wet winter again, and just gets pretty pretty thick out here and up into the mountains, and once it dries all out and we don't get more rain, then it just becomes a big fire hazard. So, you know, pros and cons, just like everything else. But right now, it's pretty cool. And the air is just very, very scented heavily, I should say, with as the flowers start appearing. Just very fragrant, I must say, the desert is right about now. It's pretty cool. But there's also a menace lurking out here. One that I hate. Those are, oop, there's my turn. Dang it. Always miss that. Work on my braking there in the gravel. Not bad at all. That menace, or I should say those menace, or misery, that misery, let me rephrase myself, that misery are called Cedar Nats. Ooh, let me tell you, when it warms up out here, especially after a wet winter, the Cedar Nats are vicious. Down south, we call them no-see-ums, kind of along the same thing. They're just this really tiny gnat. Good God almighty, they just tear my ass up, let me tell you. And I react to them. Anyway, that's enough about that. But you'll hear me, if you've watched a bunch of my previous videos or not, and I'm out here in the summertime in the desert, you always hear me whining about the cedar gnats. So I got to get back into the habit of carrying the bug spray again. But that's the price to play. Folks, if you're not familiar with where I'm riding, I'm in the southwestern corner of Utah, and just as I'm coming down this hill, to my right there is Beeram Wash, and just when you go back up the wash into those cliffs there, I'm currently in Utah, but down the wash and up the top of the cliffs, that's the state of Nevada, so pretty much on the border of both states. But like I mentioned earlier, this is a favorite loop ride of mine. It's just beautiful out here all year long, winter, summer, fall, spring. Just awesome, great vistas, and most of the time you get it to yourself. So just a fantastic area to come ride. I think this might be one of my favorite spots of this particular route, is coming down this little spine here, and this will drop me down into a wash. I just think it's so cool, man. You know. And what you're riding on, these are pretty tame roads. They get graded fairly regularly, so they might get a little interesting after a heavy downpour or a monsoon rain. They can wash out pretty bad, but overall it's pretty chill riding for the most part on these roads. You get off on the side roads, it can definitely go from mild to wild real quick. Oh man, as I descend, I can just feel that heat building. I think it's going to be about 90 degrees down here today, so it'll easily be 100 degrees here within the month. All right, here we go. Gets a little interesting at the top here. A little loose. Oh, that's not so bad. Awesome, now we're in the Joshua Tree Forest. Oh, speaking of maintaining the roads, I'm upon a grader. Which way is he going? Is he coming to me or am I coming to him? Let's head on. Okay. You would think after a grader the road would be pretty chill, but it's actually, I don't know, a lot of times it's a little more difficult on a motorcycle. It's all soft and deep and the rocks are everywhere, so yeah, clean it up, my boy. Thank you. And here's an example. Come behind this bush. There they are. All right, yeah. You come around a corner and broadside one. Ooh, boy, that's gonna ruin your day, man. Too wide there, buddy. All right. Man, I just missed a baby snake. He shot off the side of the road. I was going to stop, but he got away. Moving a little too fast for him. Well, a little too fast for me, I guess. I don't think it was a rattlesnake. Maybe I'll just take it easy. Maybe we'll come across another one. Oh, I was just asked, I had a comment after my last moto camping trip in the desert if I have any other critters to worry about out here other than rattlesnakes. And I'd say for the most part, while riding a motorcycle, nah. I think the biggest other critter I'd have to deal with out in the desert is a scorpion in my boot. So that's about it, really. Out here in the lower desert, there's no bears, which I'm very happy about. Actually, the number one critter that you really got to worry about out here in the desert is the two-legged variety, and that's the truth of the matter. That's the most dangerous animal out here, really. Everything else usually just wants to get the hell away from you, or you surprise it. For example, a scorpion in your boot on a cold night. But the two-legged types will actively seek out to make things hard for you. So that's probably the one critter that you only really get to deal with out in the desert. And to keep scorpions out of the boots, I just put my boots up on the motorcycle at night when I'm camping, because a lot of times they're just not going to fit in the tent, so, or stuff something in them. But other than that, yeah, that's my answer. Oh, I see you hiding in those trees right there. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, 4 of you stuffed under there. Awesome ride. Awesome ride. Oh, maybe I'll just keep riding on down to Mexico today. You never know. Well, no surprises on that part of the route. Man, they just graded the road. Looking good, feeling good, feeling good. What a beautiful day for a ride. So that's the key, folks. You got to make yourself get out there and ride. Sometimes you actually do have to make yourself get out there and ride. I have to do it sometimes. And after I'm done riding, I feel very, very thankful that I made myself get out there and ride. So some of those days it can be a little tougher, you know. It's like, oh man, I don't want to put on all the gear to go ride. But it is worth it. It is worth it for your state of mind and your state of soul. So I'll go back to the thought of the day. It's healthy for you, man. Get out there and ride some more. You'll you'll feel much better. Well, that's going to be a wrap. I'm going to keep on rolling and head up on another route, check some other things, and that's what I got for you today. Ride and stay well, friends. As always, thank you very much for watching. We got lots more content on the way. If you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. It's free, and it helps the channel tremendously. You all stay safe out there. We'll see you next time. D-Rock out. Adios.